Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker shills, desolate serfs, peasants, vassals, minions, shoppers. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. And today I want to talk about something that is now in the vernacular. It's called dynamic pricing. And we see places like ticket sales. I think Amazon's using it. There's a number of areas where this dynamic pricing is already going on. So they use algorithms. They use these massive profiles they've collected on all Americans, including what kind of stuff they buy and how much they spend. And so prices are going to fluctuate depending on who it is, which sounds crazy and dystopian and futuristic, but it's here. We've seen test runs in grocery stores where the price tags on the shelves are digital, so they can adjust them at will. And then of course we factor in shrinkflation, and that's another thing that disguises the real inflation numbers, and they really should factor those in. The fact that all these packages have gotten smaller, all the ingredients have gotten smaller. I got some trail mix recently that was about 90% peanuts, 10% everything else. Got some dry roasted peanuts, and they used to be all salty and dusted, and now they're just peanuts. There's no salting and dusting. I've noticed in prepared meals, um, the containers have gotten smaller, the amount of ingredients got smaller, everything's gotten smaller, and so shrinkflation is a big factor. And but let's get back to dynamic pricing, because now we have a story that came out that Instacart is using uh, dynamic pricing in real time, and it's basically a hierarchy of pricing. And they did a pretty thorough study, and they found all the variances by comparing different people buying the same products in different areas at different stores, and they found a lot of differences between 9 and 23%, which is a pretty wide spectrum. So now it's going to be, but it doesn't seem to spell out like whether the poor get charged less and the more wealthy get charged more, or vice versa. So that's something I'd like to know. But the fact that they're using personal profiles is kind of disturbing in itself, and it kind of smacks of the social credit system that China uses, and that for all intents and purposes we already have in the U.S. with credit agencies. And we also saw in Canada when they had the trucker protests, and the fact the government could step in and just freeze everybody's bank accounts. But as I mentioned, tickets and airlines are already, concert tickets and event tickets and airlines are already using that. But now you have Instacart, and Instacart's prices are already higher. I don't know if people have noticed, but a lot of times I've seen products that are, say, 7.90, 6.99 at QFC, and they're 7.99 at Safeway, and then they're 8.99 from Instacart directly. And so this seems like to be the way of the future. There's a lot of pushback on it right now, but the fact is they've thought of this system. It's profitable. Once again, it's a micromanaging the economy and maximizing profits. And so we're going to see more and more of this moving forward. So keep your eyes peeled. Oh, another story that ties in with that. I saw a video recently that there's a McDonald's down in San Francisco that sell Big Mac meals for $17.99. So there's another good example of the way dynamic pricing is going to be in different markets. I would imagine that McDonald's products, for example, obviously are a lot higher in San Francisco than in Seattle, but you can probably go to other states and find the prices considerably cheaper. Oh, and McDonald's, of course, if anybody's been in there recently, all their products are getting smaller as well. It's really astounding how small their burgers are. So they're, once again, that shrinkflation. They're charging more for a hamburger meal, and it's smaller, and that's another part of this quotient moving forward in this modern dystopian economy. So keep your eyes peeled, and shop around and check out places like Amazon and see if you can see evidence, and it'll be more and more obvious as we move on that dynamic pricing is here to stay, and it's the wave of the future. I'm a Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too.